Hey everybody.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
It's not our normal FMP Wargamers show. We're going to be talking about Warzone Houston tonight. We're hoping Alan will get on. We got a message sent out to him. So we're going to be doing a little Q&A about Warzone Houston tonight. We've got a lot of information to pass on, not just about the event as a whole, but all the individual events. There are two smaller events, Infinity and Guild Ball, that are well taken care of. They've got all their price support in. They've got all their updated information on their webpage. But with Games Workshop stuff, there's a lot of information to pass on. And we want to make sure that you guys know about upcoming dates and all that jazz.
Yeah.
So I guess I can. What's that?
Uh-oh, are you
No.
muted?
What were you going to
YouTube muted?
Yes. Oh, I'm muted. So I guess I can. Oh, what's that?
YouTube. Uh-oh, are you?
There we go.
There you
I'm
go.
muted. Whoop, sorry about that.
So yeah, go for it, man. Lead the charge.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and start off with the 40K stuff. All current, I just want to let you guys know that all current errata and FAQs are being used. The cutoff date for anything new popping up will be actually next Sunday. So if anything drops between now and the 23rd, which I seriously doubt, that will be the limit for FAQs and errata. No other codexes. We're past the 30-day mark, even though I don't think we have to wait 30 days. A lot of people, seems to be like the industry standard, if you will, to wait 30 days. Games Workshop doesn't wait 30 days. They just wait 1 week. But I'm just going to alleviate everybody's fears, and we're past the cutoff time by about 2 or 3 days right now. So another upcoming date that's going to be very important for you guys for Warhammer 40,000, and I'm going to get this up on the Facebook page, and we'll try to get it added onto the the main website, is on the 30th of June, which is a Sunday. The 30th of June. All lists will need to be in by that date. That is going to be about 14 days from tomorrow. I'll have the BCP app will be open, and all adjusted and everything. All lists will be hidden until July 7th. So let me dial it back a bit. Starting tomorrow, which is the 17th, I'm going to have the BCP app open for you guys to submit your lists. Lists will remain hidden. Your lists need to be submitted by June 30th at 11:59 p.m. And that'll give us a time, me and the judges, a time to go through everybody's lists, make sure everything is copacetic. And then we're going to open it for everybody to see on July 7th. Now, by July 7th, those lists are locked in. So it won't matter if people see your list or not. And I really don't know why people like to freak out about, well, I don't want somebody to see my list. And you have no idea if you're going to play so-and-so, because I mean, you got 80 people going there to compete, and you have no way of knowing if you're going to pair up with somebody. So tailoring a list to fight somebody seems a little odd to me, but people like to worry about that. I don't know about Age of Sigmar.
Well, that's a whole lot, like, I don't know. That's where we have armies that are not up to par per se, and so tailoring lists, there's a little bit. It's, in my opinion, and what I've seen, it's hard to tailor a list when you have a lower tier army. So we're not going to reveal the list until the week, either the week of or the day, that Friday of or whatnot. I haven't. That's not a hard day. It might be the week of, that Monday.
Okay.
So they have that whole week to check out everybody's list on BCP. Okay. But we're giving the 22nd is we need people's list in by the 22nd.
Okay, by June 22nd. So, this coming Saturday.
Yep, by midnight.
Yeah. So, and the reason why I'm going to show the lists on that week of the events, that's at June or July 7th, is there's no bigger I don't know how to judge of lists than players who are going to all to the same event. They will scrutinize and they will find stuff that we will have missed. Because it's altogether possible. Even though I've got almost five judges, we're bound to miss something. So that's why LVO, a lot of other bigger events, they do the same thing the week of. They start revealing lists so you can see it. So that takes care of that part. I talked about errata.
We don't have any FAQs or okay, we have the General's Handbook coming out, but we're not using it. I know everybody's getting point reductions across the board, but we're not using the General's Handbook. We're not using the new rules out of General's. We're using nothing out of the new General's Handbook. Zero, zilch, nada. If July comes around and they drop, I think they're talking about dropping an FAQ or an errata, we're not using that either. So everything from here on out is we're not using any new stuff that's coming out. Zero.
So what's published is published.
Published is published. That's it.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, it would only give them about 2 weeks to be able to look at the General's Handbook.
Yeah, and the reason I want to explain the reason I'm doing that, and me and Kyle talked about it, is point reductions are changes armies, but we don't know what's exactly is in there. I mean, there's been a lot of leak. I've watched a lot of stuff today about General's Handbook. There's a lot of things changing. A lot of different armies are getting new spells. There's going to be, some tweaks to allegiance abilities. So there is actually some changing going on in some of the armies. I don't feel there's enough time between that and Warzone to get games in, figure it out, do justice to the new General's Handbook. So that's what we're just not touching it. So that makes sense.
Hey, actually, I just thought about this, not in regards to that. I actually had a couple of people ask me, how many lists do you need or army lists do you need to bring? I would, for 40K, I mean, it's usually like, hey, you need to have 7 print-offs of your army list. You need to have one for yourself. You need to have one for the judge. You need to have one for each of your opponents. For at least on the 40K side, is what I'm going to tell you guys, because we already have a copy we will have a copy in the BCP. Have 2 copies. That's all you're going to need. One for you to have in your hands, and one to hand to your opponent for the game. And then at the end of the game, just take back your army list you gave your opponent for your next opponent, and just rinse and repeat that. So 2 lists. That's all you need.
And I'm in the same boat. But what are we going to do if people are not submitting their lists? I know Age of Sigmar, you're getting 8 points, I believe, submitting your list on time. And so those 8 points go to your score. So, and you're not going to be able to tailor your list. So get your list in. I don't know what we're going to do if you don't switch your list per se. I mean, that's a judge thing, and you have to talk to everybody about that. But you're getting points to submit your list on time and be responsible.
Well, that's good. Well, we're not awarding points since we're using strict BCP app, but we are going to deduct points. And I'm not going to say how many points right now because we're still trying to work that out. But the points that will be deducted will be enough to knock you out of the running.
Yep. And the reason, if you guys understand that, the reason we need you to listen, again, and we know we talked about it, is so we can look at the list, so we can make sure they're right. It's to keep everybody in the right stage. So if there is an issue, you can address it, not wait till the day of. And they're like, oh, I can't do this or I can't do that, and now I can't run this in my army or whatever the case is. And it sucks, but that's do the right thing.
Well, to alleviate, there's probably a couple people that are not, especially I imagine a lot of the local Age of Sigmar players are probably not very familiar with using the BCP app. So there might be a little bit of a pucker factor.
Well, we sent out an email for that. So they can either email us directly. There was a Gmail that Kyle sent out an email stating that you need to get your list in, gave the link for the BCP, and if they couldn't get for some reason they can't get the list onto BCP, all I have to do is email us, and we'll stick it on BCP.
Okay. Well, that's great. So what I'm going to also do to help people out and alleviate, because there's still 40K players, they're not familiar with it. What I'm going to do is there's an awesome video that Frontline Gaming put out right before LVO that walked you through how to submit your list. And there's a long video, like about 4 or 5 minutes. And then after that, they show you the quick and easy way. It takes like 15 seconds to copy paste and copy and paste. It is really that simple to use. So we're going to make sure you guys get to see that video, because we want to make sure you guys know how to do it. Make sure it's done. You have no anxiety. We'll have backups. I'll go ahead and get it back up in place for 40K. If there's any, like what you're saying, email us. I'll get that taken care of. So just in case, but I think most people are used to using BCP on the 40K side if they're doing ITC style events.
And right now it looks like, let me bring up the BCP real quick for Warzone, because ours is unlocked. Everybody can start registering everything, and we have 23 people out of the 50 registered, and only 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 lists submitted so far. So they need to get on there.
And just to reiterate, they need the list submitted by this Saturday,
the 22nd midnight.
By midnight,
June 22nd. Lists are due by midnight on June 22nd. Either email to the email you guys got or the BCP app.
Okay. Well, I'll get that link up today or tomorrow, just so people can see. So yeah, don't dilly-dally with this. Get your list submitted. Don't lose points. I mean, especially if it's just you don't want to end up losing an event because of you forgot to submit your list on time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And this isn't a regular tournament. This isn't a store tournament where you just kind of dilly-dally and forget to do what people ask you or whatnot. This is the tournament. This is like a GT. This is a big deal. So treat it as a big deal.
Yeah, we might be only around 200 people for the event, but we're still a big convention. And the only way we can have the event get bigger and bigger and still keep having an event is if we have everything kick off smoothly without any interruptions, without any issues. And that's why we need you guys to submit those lists, because we need to check everything. We need to make sure that everybody's, because we don't want you guys to show up with an illegal list and then all of a sudden, well, sorry, dude, you either can't play or you need to fix your list because you didn't submit it on time. So get that taken care of. Let's see. So that's list. That's errata. Oh, speaking of lists, we can talk about waiting lists.
Yes, waiting list. That's a good one.
Let's talk about a waiting list. So I know there's a lot of you guys out there are wanting to get on the 40K. Well, actually, all the waiting list, I think, except for Guild Ball, which I think has 2 tickets left, maybe. Okay, so for 40K, or for at least for the 40K, and from I understand with Horus Heresy, we have your waiting list, or we have the waiting list, and some names we've already filled, and on the 40K side, and as I get more spots open, all I'm doing is literally whoever's the first person to respond, hey, I need a ticket, they're literally getting the ticket as I go down. I think there was a little bit of confusion or maybe misperception or misconception about who should or should not be first on the list. I actually have who should be on the list according to dates and times. So as those spots open up, I'm just slotting people in, or at least contacting them. And if they still want to join, they'll slot in. And if any new spots open, I'll do the same for the next person down on the list. It'll be really, really easy.
And with Age of Sigmar is in the same boat. We're just finalizing our number count to make sure we are where we're supposed to be at. I know there's a couple people that want to get on in Age of Sigmar on a waiting list, but we're working on that one. One thing I want to top on the people on the waiting list. and I think Mr. Owens will agree with me on this. If you're on the waiting list, you should already have a Army roster ready to submit the day you get put in to the list.
Yes.
Like you're not gonna wait until everybody else has submitted their list, and then the week of you're like, oh, here's my list. If you're gonna come play and you're on the waiting list, you have to have a list ready to submit when you get that slot.
Absolutely. And I'd also say with the waiting list, reason why we have to do a couple shuffling around. We have some people wanting to switch events. We have to make sure that we have the correct space for them. We have people that were already on a waiting list. There are people that there's a priority order that we have. So we're going to make sure that priority order is fulfilled. And once that's taken care of, then we can hopefully reach out to everybody that's wanting to switch or that's on the next tier or next step for the priority, get you guys taken care of or get in contact with you about that. So just be aware that we are working on it. You don't have to keep messaging us. You don't have to keep emailing us. If you've already sent one, we've already got you added to a list. We just haven't responded back, or we might have already, but we've got you taken care of.
Yep.
I think that covers that should cover.
Let's see, Army list we've talked about, wait list we've talked about, code of conduct. We're using the code of conduct to the T. So I want to iterate that is in effect, even for like Kyle put it in our email that we are using and sent the link to all the US players for the code of conduct. For the Age of Sigmar side, I think the packets are done.
Okay.
The packets are printed, and I believe our errata. We have a master copy of all the errata. Thank you to Kyle. Kyle's just been amazing. But we are ready to rock. All we're waiting on is some things on our side, making sure we got some things taken care of, and then making sure we got the full 50 people, making sure we're good there, and then getting people on BCP app and submitting lists. That's the big thing right now.
Well, thanks for reminding me about the packets. I need to make sure that I get the packets taken care of for the 40K side. I wanted to make sure that we have a couple. We actually not a couple. We have a lot of local game stores, your FLGSs that are supporting us, and we're making sure that some of them have sponsored several scenarios, and we're going to make sure that all that advertising is inside that player packet. So that I got to definitely make sure I get that to the printer. So thanks for reminding me about that. And I want to say thank you, Ski. You've been a big help on reminding me on everything. So I keep forgetting, or it's been really hectic with everything. So thank you very much for being the I don't know,
the right hand or left hand man or
left hand. Yeah, I mean, especially with Alan having so much stuff going on in his life these past 4 or 5 months, I really appreciate it. And I forgot about you, Horse Heresy guys. I don't know if Alan will be on, but I think you guys are set. You guys have a little later start time at the event. You guys are a little bit more laid back because you're all doing a narrative event. You're not stressing over, your ITC points or competing for tournament prizes and all that stuff. So I think you guys are well taken care of.
Yeah, I agree. We talked with Alan yesterday. The three of us got together yesterday and talked, and I think everything's going pretty good. I think everybody's gonna be covered. As long as certain things need to get done, and then the stress will alleviate on some last minute things because we're under the 30-day window.
Yeah.
So
we're down to what, 27 days.
Yeah.
Wow, 27 days. Jesus. Okay, so some people have asked about the VIP packages. I'd like to bring that up real quick. Yes, we have VIP packages taken care of for you guys. I've already got the glasses in. Here's one of the glasses. pint glasses every VIP guy is going to get. You're also getting extra of the custom dice. You're going to get an extra custom token set. The token set has come from Hammerhead Games. If for some reason, because last year we had a hiccup with the shipping with the Hammerhead Games stuff, if we don't get it in time, I do have a backup until the ones from Hammerhead Games comes in, and we'll make sure no matter what, you're going to have custom tokens. And then we'll get you the Hammerhead ones at a later date, ship them out to everybody.
And don't be surprised in the VIP packages. There might be some extra goodies in there as well.
Yes. There may or may not be 2 or 3 extra items that we're tossing in too. So next year when we do the VIP packages, it would behoove you to get on that as soon as possible. Let's see what else about. Oh, for everybody else that did not get the VIP package, we do have custom tokens that are being made for you guys. There's a set of 3 tokens. You might be like, well, why am I only getting 3 instead of 6? Well, if your opponent has 3 tokens and you have 3 tokens for objectives, you guys have enough for the game. I picked that up from LVO the past couple of years. They've been handing out 3 tokens per person just whenever you show up to an event. So we like doing that, and plus to give the VIP guys a little extra something for doing the VIP package. And you're also getting a set of the 6 custom dice as well. The VIP guys will get a little bit more. I think they'll get, 4 or 6 more, I forget. And they see here. Oh, and about the pint glasses. So I've ordered another set of pint glasses. A lot of people have wanted those. They didn't get a chance to participate with the VIP package because they sold out. So we will have about 35 pint glasses available for sale there. I think we had 32 people that were signed up or that were wanting it, and 3 or 4 of those wanted multiples. So we'll probably have those for sale probably after lunch on Saturday. I think that way everybody can have a chance to go see the glasses and go get their money and come back in time.
And how much are you looking at selling those for?
They're going to be $10 a glass. I realize that some places or some events do like $20, or I've seen even $25. I'm like, I like LVO's pricing for the pint glasses, the $10. If it's good enough for LVO, it's good enough for Warzone Houston.
Yep.
So, yeah, and we might have extra dice for sale. So we'll see.
Yep.
We'll see.
Which then let's roll that into some other topic about possibly buying some tickets at LVO.
Yes.
LVO, I mean Warzone Houston. Sorry. So you said LVO, and I was like,
Yeah. Okay, so July 6th, guys and gals, FNP and maybe a couple other are some of our supporters. We're going to be doing a live 24-hour, let's call it a paint-a-thon. That's the best way to describe it. Where we'll be built, or we'll already have it built, but we'll be painting an army that's going to be set for auction on during Warzone Houston. The army is going to be Blades of Corn. Do you want to tell them what's in it?
You know what? We could. Let me bring up the list.
Okay.
We could.
So while he's bringing up the list, so while we're going to be probably doing it on Twitch. We'll have that link as we get it closer. And every $5 donation during the live Twitch feed, we'll try to be interacting with everybody too. We'll have some live games going also. But every $5 donation will actually, I think we're going to do a ticket maybe. I think we're still trying to discuss that during the live show. We might do it to where you can get a ticket for every $5 spent and to auction maybe. I don't think we had settled on that yet.
I'm not 100% on the live feed part.
We'll let you know about that part. But at Warzone Houston, this army, you'll be able to buy basically a raffle ticket. Probably $5 for one ticket and then $5 for 20.
Yep.
And all the proceeds from the live show will go to a veterans group to support them. And then all the proceeds from the actual Warzone Houston will actually go to the Montrose Center here in Houston. And we might have a second army on the 40K side. It will probably be, I've got to look to see, make sure everything's copacetic, but I think it's going to be that 30-day army that I did.
Ooh.
Plus, minus a couple models, but plus some Imperial Knights. So it'll be a full 2,000 point army. We'll have that up at actually Warzone Houston. So, Ski, why don't you tell them what the Blades of Corn is going to be?
All right, and the reason we did Blades of Corn is for the 24-hour. The paint scheme is an easy enough paint scheme to make it look really good. And it's not something we have to get too down and deep with. But the models we chose, I think, will reflect that a little bit as well. Now, this is not for Janel's Handbook 2019. This is 18 point cost. So they've might have gone down or gone up. Who knows? But it's a 1940 is the size army. So you still got like 60 points to play around with if you're doing a 2K. Your 3 battle line is going to be one squad of Blood Warriors, squad of 5, another Blood Warrior squad of 5, and then Flesh Hounds squad of 5. That's your 3 battle line. Then one of your generals is going to be Skarak the Bloodborne. That guy is from Forge World, I believe.
Yep.
That's that big demon prince. Is he a demon prince? Let me see what his keyword is. Chaos Corn Monster Hero. So yeah, he's a. I don't know, he looks like a demon prince, but hey, you know,
I'm gonna try to bring him up on the screen here in a second. We're talking about him.
Okay. We picked his model because one, he's big and it's massive and it looks really cool. But just painting it, it's gonna be amazing to paint that model. And we're looking at things that's going to catch the public's eye, and I think that was one that really will. I don't know how well he is on the tabletop with the new edition or what people think of him overall, but I think it's a great model. You still trying to get it up?
Yeah. Okay. If you want to click on me, I'll show him.
Yep. Let's see here.
I will. As soon as I can do this. Can you see him?
I still see you.
Oh. Let's see here. Not now?
Not now. No. You want me to do it?
Yeah, you do it.
Not a problem. Let me do this real quick. Come on now. Come on.
Oh, I guess I had to hit the share button, huh?
Yeah, you gotta hit share.
All right, I can do it. Let me pull Skarak back up here. Technical difficulties on my part. Sorry, everyone. All right. All right, here we go. I'm sharing. As soon as it loads up. There we go. So, can you see him now?
Yep. So he is one of the generals, or heroes, I should say, that will be added to the list. Yeah, I think it's a really cool model.
And if people don't understand the size of this model, let me go ahead and slide over here and see if I can find a picture. There we go. That's how big he is. That's a Blood Reaver that's right next to him.
There we go.
Oh. All right. So you want to?
Yeah. So he's one. He's one of them. So you got Blood Warriors. So basically 10 Blood Warriors, some Flesh Hounds, and then you've got him.
And
to top it all off, we are going to throw in this massive freaking model from Khorne. He's got the skull host of Khorne. So you've got the Vorgorath, the sacred and Scalioch, the skull host of Khorne. He is the other model.
Yeah, so you're going to have two incredibly awesome large centerpiece models for your army. And from my understand that this Vorgath is probably, he is an awesome model to have in your army.
I might even buy some tickets to try to win this.
Yes, please do. So
yeah.
So these are going to be the two, these two models plus the 10 Blood Warriors and the 5 Flesh Hounds are what we're going to be doing during the Paint-a-thon on July 6th. It's going to start at 10 a.m. to 10 a.m. People will be kind of rotating in and out. You can probably click, if you haven't clicked off me, you can click off. So let's see, how do I stop screen sharing? There we go. So from 10 to 10 on July 6th, people rotate in and out. I'll be there for the full 24 hours. I might look a little haggard as I draw down to the following morning. Some people might be there with me. We'll find out. But yeah, that army will be the one we'll be painting live, and will be available at Warzone Houston.
Oh yeah, and I think this would be great. Hopefully people want to, and if they don't, hey, that's fine. You know, I think it'd be great. Even if you're not into Khorne or whatnot, if you're not into those two models either, but it gives you something to play with. It gives you some new models. So
right, and you know, while we're doing that live stream, we're going to have it set up for Q&A. So if anybody's got some questions about some painting techniques that we're doing, because we'll be using a wide variety of advanced painting techniques to pull off some pretty neat effects on those models. And we'll also have other members of FMP there. They'll be playing Kill Team and Underworlds, and be there for live chats and stuff about army lists and whatnot. So it's not going to be just 3 or 4 guys painting nonstop and chattering away. We'll have a lot going on during that time. So, so please watch the show. So that takes care of that.
Zach De La Rosa asked, "How's the terrain situation looking for the event?" I know Zach is he Horse Heresy?
It's probably Zach. Yeah, I think he is Horse Heresy.
Well, for Age of Sigmar, we're good. 40K, we're working on, and Horse Heresy, we are.
Horse Heresy's good.
Okay.
We have to get another head count, but we are double checking. You guys are going to have probably the better of everybody's terrain, since it's a narrative event. We're making sure that you guys have the best quality terrain. We have a number of people that are taking part in the terrain build contest, and we'll post that up again on Facebook just to reiterate. So you guys are going to have some of the most beautiful terrain there. And we for 40K, we've got that taken care of. Now the 40K side of the house with the terrain, it's not going to be like the London GT or the recent Carolina GT. It's actually, we're laser cutting all the terrain, and lots of line of sight blocking, multiple levels. There'll be about 9 pieces of terrain on every table. I think it's about 400 pieces of terrain almost. And every table will be essentially set up the same. So there's no dispute on what, or this table has more terrain than this one. It'll be different painted terrain, of course, but it'll all be the same. And it's all be customized for our event. And we've talked about actually selling the terrain afterwards. A table's worth of terrain, I think, for $25, possibly. So it'd be like 9 buildings for $25, built and painted. So, and of course, like Ski said, Age of Sigmar is taken care of. Infinity, they're taken care of. I know Curtis has probably enough to do 20 or 30 tables between him and everybody. Guild Ball, those guys are taken care of because they just plop down a mat and they're done. So
nice. Yeah, we have people from the local stores helping for the Age of Sigmar side. We've got some outside people bringing stuff in. I know a couple people from outside Houston are bringing stuff in. We got some locals bringing a couple tables in. Of course, we have Atomic. I've got some stuff I'm working on. We have, if everything plays out well, like my count is, we'll have way over the 25 tables. And that is the good part, is because then we can fill in more terrain on the tables to make them better than what they're going to be. The people that sponsor their tables, I'm just going to put this out there so they understand that if you have enough terrain for one table, you're going to be put on one table. That's your table that you're sponsoring. Nothing else will get put on that table. Just make sure you label it if you can. Do an inventory, a sheet on it, whatever you can to make sure yours is good and it accounted for. People bring in the 1s and 2 pieces for Age of Sigmar. Make sure you put your names on them on the bottom or something. And those will be filler pieces for other tables that need more terrain on them. And yeah, I think it's going to work out well.
Yeah, and I mean, running a big event like this, I mean, there's bound to be hiccups. So just bear with us. If apps go down, like BCP apps go down, or we have little hiccups with the hotel or anything, it happens pretty much at every GT major. Even LVO always has issues with the BCP app crashing. I don't think we're going to have that because we're not going to have 680 or 900 people or whatever trying to log on to the BCP app and watch the gosh darn thing crash. But we do have things in place as a backup. Everybody's going to have, at least on the 40K side, well, I think Age of Sigmar does too. You'll have basically a score sheet for each game that you play. So you'll be turning those in no matter what, whether you're inputting the results on the BCP app or not. You're still going to turn those into us. So we have a secondary, a backup to it, and then we'll take that and we're going to be inputting it into a database, Excel spreadsheet, so we can keep track of everybody's scores just in case something happens with the BCP app. We'll still have placings, and we'll know how to get people paired up.
And one thing I want to kind of touch on too is this is year 3 for Warzone. First year for Age of Sigmar. So funding wise, I'm glad that we have sold it out for the most part, because without us being sold out, we wouldn't have the funds to get some of the stuff that we're getting for trophies. That's a big one too. And we're still small, and if we keep growing, then trophies we can do more trophies for more people, more terrain, Warzone only terrain and Warzone only mats, and it goes hand in hand. And so I just wanted to put out there, if the tables are not up to scuff that you think they should be for terrain, the mats, prize support, trophies, you have to understand we have a small budget because of the fact that we're basing it off of certain things. First year of Age of Sigmar, for at least, and so don't hold to get us too bad. It just will improve year to year, and you have to understand that. So,
yeah, especially if you went to Warzone Houston on year 1, 2017, we didn't quite have shoes and books that were stacked up for terrain or white styrofoam, but we did have not the highest quality of terrain. Yeah. Last year for 40K and Horse Heresy, we reached out to the community because we went really big, and we didn't have the funds to buy 100 tables, or not 100 tables. Yeah, no, 40, 50 tables worth of terrain. And the community really came out and helped us out last year, where they didn't donate, but they brought their terrain. They loaned it to all the different stores, bunch. I think we had like 8 people that competed in the table contest. So we were very thankful for that. And this year, the idea is not to do that because we want you guys just to bring your army, change your clothes, deodorant, hint, hint.
Well, for the 40K side, for the Age of Sigmar, it's year one, so I have to reach out to everybody.
But yeah, and so next year, since Ski has surprised me with Age of Sigmar, or I should, Ski, Kyle, the entire Age of Sigmar community has surprised me. Next year, yeah, we're gonna divert funds into making sure we have Warzone Houston specific terrain for Age of Sigmar. And since it's not as many tables as the 40K side, we'll also be looking at the Horus Heresy, a huge collection of custom buildings for that, especially for next year's event that Alan's already talking about. So that's going to require a lot of work. So we're working on that as well. And I have to say, I really appreciate everybody coming out and supporting the event. You know, people are like, "Oh, thanks, John. Thanks, Alan. Thanks, Ski, for doing this and everything." We're just making phone calls and sending out emails and stuff. It's you guys that are really the ones that are making this event happen. So thank you, because if it wasn't for you guys supporting us and trying to grow the Houston miniature wargaming scene or even gaming scene, we wouldn't be able to pull it off.
Yep, that is true.
And we're very quickly becoming the largest gaming event in Houston for tabletop gaming, mind you. There's still one, I think it's Alcon. I think they might be slightly bigger than us, but not by much. Alcon mainly does role-playing games. I think we might have exceeded them this year because I think we're going to end up with 192 people. So if not, we got them next year because we'll probably be about 250 people next year. Cross our fingers. So let's see. Is there any other questions pop up or anything?
No.
Okay, well that's good. That means we've been doing our job of keeping people well informed with everything.
Do we want to talk on to just hit on what trophies? We don't have to really go through the prize support, but we can at least let them know who's getting trophies. Maybe let them know when they'll see the trophies, like kind of like give them a heads up so they're not expecting anything up front.
I don't know. When did we ever figure out when we wanted to reveal the trophies? The first day or the second day?
I don't know. I thought you told me on Sunday, so I was like, okay.
What? Oh, on Sunday. But you were you were thinking Saturday. Let people see what they're.
Yeah, but Sunday's fine. Either way, I don't bother me none.
Well, you know what? We might go ahead and put it out there on Saturday. Might as well. So I'm pretty sure people get really excited about seeing them.
Because we're gonna have the best. See, for Age of Sigmar, we have best overall, and he's getting the big trophy, right?
Yes.
And then that'll be a trophy. It's a trophy plaque thingamabobber. That's what we're just gonna we'll use that.
Yes.
And then we'll have best sportsmanship and best painted. We'll get an actual plaque.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry. Yes.
And then we'll have the 4 grand alliances that we'll get a. I don't know. I know they're going to get something, but are they getting a glass etching or a plaque or anything as well?
We're back and forth. It depends on one of our creators if they're going to be able to do the one item that we were talking about in time. If not, I've got a backup, and I've got a backup to the backup.
Okay.
So one way or the other, the 4 grand alliances will get.
Now, we didn't have the budget to do the best general. Right? Me and John talked about it, and we talked about this way before Like we're talking about this in like I think before or after, right after every like it was one of the two. And we just didn't have the funds. Now I know the best general should be getting something, but it will be from another person. But we could not afford it. That's I want to. It doesn't mean that we want to do it. We just couldn't afford it, and I had to pick out of all of it. So
Yeah, and this was already set back in, gosh, December, January time. We had already set aside. These are the categories for the trophies or for winners, and here's our budget. So yes, we did have money for it, but we had already had everything set in place. Prizes were ordered, prize support has been ordered, trophies have been made, and so it's to all of a sudden try to pull back or pull away from other categories now is to add in a new one is just not feasible.
yeah,
we can look at that next year, and it's no slight against the best general because we have, what was it again? Best overall,
best sportsman, best painted, and then the 4 grand alliances. And the reason I did the 4 grand alliances over the best general is it's a cost thing, but it's something that I feel is important as well. Like I think best general is important. Don't get me wrong, because he's an overall everything. But I had to make a choice.
Well, and in a way, it is still best general. You're looking at best general for destruction, best general chaos, best general order and death.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Yep. So I mean, it was one of those things where we had to split it up. You know, we can go this way to spread the love and have more categories, or take all that and just have one category. Yeah, work better because now we have more people earning trophies and prize support.
Yep. And you know, certificates will probably be there. That's probably what we're going to do, though. No, I'm just playing. Those certificates.
we're not Warhammer Citadel.
So,
but you know, Warhammer Citadel, I think they've got that nipped after this last time. I think so. This next heat, I think everything's going to be good. No, well, let's not talk about it. So I don't remember all the categories that Alan had. I believe it's up on the page. But you guys, if it's like last year, you have your best trader, best loyalist, best sportsman. I forget, there was two painted. Other painted, and one other one. I can't remember what he called it. It could very well be a Leroy Jenkins moment. I don't know. And 40K, I haven't looked at the price category in a while, but I know we got best overall. It'll be best general, best appearance, not best painted, but best appearance. We do not have a sportsmanship, but we're looking at adding in a best PvP. So basically a sportsmanship where everybody will vote.
So explain, what does PvP mean? Because most people hear that and say it's player versus player.
Oh, yeah, it is player versus player. Best basically comes down to who is your favorite opponent.
Okay. That's sportsman.
Yeah, what's that?
That's basically sportsman.
Yeah, it is sportsmanship. I don't know why I said PvP. I might have been looking at PvP earlier. So that's a last minute thing that we might toss in. I'm just reviewing that right now because I had actually going through Narnia here. I found a little bit of extra 40K prize support, so I might toss it in there as a PvP. There you go again. As a sportsmanship award for people. And then we'll still have best Xenos, best Chaos, and best Imperial player. So there's those three: appearance, overall, general. Is that it? Best overall, general, appearance. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I believe we're doing 2 awards for best appearance. We did that last year because we had 2 people tied. So I think I decided that we're actually going to have 2 places for that this year, just because there were so many outstanding armies last year. We wanted to have a second place. So, you know, we already have a second place really with best overall, best general being second place. So I think best appearance 1 and 2 was ideal. It worked out well. I feel like I'm still missing a prize category. Anyways, so we got trophies, better trophies than last year, and there was a little bit of disappointment with the bolter shells from last year. So we've got some better ones this year, and we also have a lot of prize support people pull from. We are looking at, there's a couple of GTs that people had where, hey, if you win whatever category you win, you get to come up and actually pick what prize support you wanted, depending on like, let's say you were third place, well, you could get a couple small things, or if you were first place, you get to get a couple big things. We're thinking about that on the 40K side. I'm not sure. I don't feel comfortable with that, but we'll see. And mainly that came from last year. A guy had won, the guy that won best overall with a Dark Eldar army. Well, we had pretty much everything for a 2,000 point Dark Eldar army new in box for him. So it was like, hey, here's your army that you just won with, So we're debating about that. But we do have a lot of prize support. I think we're a few $1,000s worth of prize support. I want to say I'll be around $3,000, $4,000 worth of prize support donated or purchased.
And for the trophies, we're not going to tell you what we're doing, what they look like. It's top secret.
Yeah. So I think some people have looked over our shoulder. They might have seen it here and there. Please just don't say anything.
Yeah.
Because you haven't seen the final product. Final product they're looking really nice.
Yep.
Really nice. I'm excited. I think, and I don't have a lot of whole Q&A popping up here. Well, that's good. That means we really crossed our T's and dotted our I's then.
Oh, yeah.
So just real quick recap.
Oh, lunch. You're extending your lunch, you said.
Oh, yeah, thank you. 40K guys. Last year, you guys didn't think an hour was good enough for lunchtime, and I agree. So even though it's on the schedule for only an hour for lunch this year, I'm actually going to work with IT Girl this week, and we're going to get 30 minutes extended. So that means we'll be getting done at 7 on Saturday, and you should be done with games by 4 on Sunday. So we're just going to push it back, so you'll get an extra. So basically, you're just going to get an hour and a half lunch.
Yep.
It should give you plenty enough time to go out around the area and get something to eat.
Which then gives us plenty of time to judge painting.
Yes, and give us time to judge painting, and for us to be able to send our judges, hey, now go eat and get back here really quick. Right. Yeah.
One thing I'm going to touch on too for Friday. Okay, so we do have setup and everything on Friday for AOS because we only have that room. There will not be any open play until we have setup complete. If setup is not going to be completed, there will not be open play down there because we have to wait on certain things. I'm just going to put that out now because the fact I want stuff set up and stuff organized before people are in there playing. That way I know everything's there, everything's organized, everything's good. And then I'll section off what people can use to play on. We do not have access to the 40K side until Saturday. There is a wedding going on across the hall until midnight.
Yes.
So with that being said, plan accordingly.
Yes. But don't worry, we'll have the tables. Tables will be set up before the doors are open the next morning. I think we're opening doors at 8 for early or any registration needs to happen. And then, yeah, I think that's it. Okay, so real quick, just to reiterate, if you guys just came in last minute on the show, June 22nd, that's this coming Saturday, by 11:59 p.m.
Midnight.
Yeah, midnight. you need to submit your lists for Age of Sigmar. Is that correct?
Yes, either through BCP or through the email that has been emailed out to you. I need to know the new people so I can get that out to them as well.
And we'll take care of that. The 40K guys, so the app will be open up tomorrow for BCP sometime tomorrow. As soon as my iPad is charged and I've got it all the bells and whistles taken care of, you'll be able to start submitting your list. Those are going to be due by, what I say, the 30th, by 11:59 p.m. on June 30th, which is a Sunday. That is the last day to submit. Then we're going to review the lists, and they'll be hidden until I think July 7th or 8th. But by then they'll all be locked in, and so we don't care if people see them or not. Well, actually, we want people to look at them because it's an extra check and balance. Alan has already believed that he has something in place for the Horus Heresy guys. So I think you guys are well taken care of for your list, and it's not as, like I said before, you guys are doing a narrative event. You guys aren't competing for BCP point or ITC points and on Texas Masters points. So the not a need to check the list, maybe. I don't know what I'm trying to say there.
It's all good.
It's the narrative guys. I mean,
You're good.
You guys have more fun than I think everybody else.
And then I'm going to just back up with the list. If you're a person on the waiting list to get into one of the events, you must have your army list ready to be submitted the day or the day after we accept you in onto the full roster. That is, there's no exceptions to that. That has to be the way it is.
Yes, absolutely. And we are taking care of you guys. Like we said earlier, we have the order of priority list of everybody that has wanted to get put onto the waiting list, and it's going to come down to in the order that they were received. If you don't get the phone call, then you don't get the phone call. But we do have we've received your guys' Facebook messages. We've received your emails. If we have not responded, don't panic. Your name has already just been added to the list. So we just because we haven't responded doesn't mean that we don't have you. Okay. So I think we pretty much covered everything. Yeah.
I think so.
Cool. Oh, so July 6th. Just recap. July 6th, 10 a.m. to July 7th, 10 a.m. We'll be doing a live paint-a-thon show. That'll be for that Age of Sigmar army that we're going to be auctioning off at Warzone Houston. And we'll be doing donations during that 24-hour period for a veterans group. So more on that as we get closer to the date. I think that's it.
Yeah, I believe so.
Fantastic. All right. Well, guys, gals, thank you very much for watching. If you have any more questions or concerns, like for WYSIWYG, which is what you see is what you get on your miniatures or conversions, just message or send it. Don't message us. Send a email to HoustonTOReview@gmail.com. I'll get that back up on the Facebook page, HoustonTOReview@gmail.com or WarzoneHouston@gmail.com.
And then, for any Sigmar, you can message me or Kyle. We do have an email. It should be emailed to you. It's better to email it, or if you can't get the email to work, or you're just being whatever, you can message me, but don't be surprised if we don't answer it when you want us to answer it. Email us is better.
Yes, please email better. All right. Well, I think that is it. Unless you got anything else, Key.
I do not. I'm under the 30-day mark. I'm just can't wait to see what our stuff is about to get done.
I just
stuff I want to know.
So much happening in the next couple of weeks. I'm excited and anxious.
We've got a lot of work to do too, though. So
yes, we do.
Yeah, I'm good.
Cool. Well, everybody, we'll see you later then.
Have a good one, guys.